Yep.
It's got it.
All right. This is Rostin with the Luke 10 community, and I'm here with the Aussies in Thailand, Ben and Jen Hamilton. Hi, guys. How's it going?
Yeah, great.
Yep. Awesome.
Everything good with you?
Oh, things are excellent. So it's right now it's 8:30 p.m. here. I guess it's 12 hours difference there.
Yep, 8:30 a.m. here. Yep.
All right. Well, that's fun. I was in Thailand about 12 years ago, so I'm a little sad you guys are inside. I kind of wish I could see outside.
You'll have to, yeah. No, our little town's just nothing spectacular, so yeah, you're not missing anything.
Fair enough.
It sounds too noisy too.
Yeah.
It's really noisy.
It's really the fruit that I'm missing out on, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have to come back and visit.
I will need to do that. No, that's always a temptation. Well, so today I'm going to be interviewing you guys about, y'all have translated Church 101 into Thai, and you guys have been doing a lot of CO2s with people over in Thailand. So let's just dive right on. And what's your experience been using Church 101 and Churches of Two in Thailand?
It's been like quite an amazing experience, really. We, for quite a long time, before we met up with you, Luke 10 people, had been praying and saying, God, like, can you give us the keys to this town? You know, like, we didn't know what we were doing or where we were going. We just knew that God wanted us here, and we prayed and prayed and prayed. And then we found Luke 10 and got in touch with John. And as soon as I saw that information and read what it was all about, and I thought, this is the key. This is what God has, given us to reach this town. So yeah, for me, that was really exciting. And we had started a little house church, and I shared it with everyone in our house church, who were all basically English speakers, and yeah, no one was really excited about it, but I just kept on and on and on about it, and on and on and on with it, and eventually Ben caught on to it. And yeah, that's been really good to have someone else on board. And also at the beginning of this year, we employed a couple of Thai people to work with us. The lady is working in our office for me, and the guy is managing the gym that Ben's family has here. And yeah, Sandy got hold of it. She's a Thai person, and she's just totally just run with it. Everyone she meets, she teaches it to, like people in our town here, people in the town she used to live in. Wherever she goes, she works in the hospital. She does it with people in the hospital. So yeah, she's just amazing the way she's using it and spreading it.
Yeah. Okay, so I let me make sure I'm understanding you correctly here. So the people in y'all's house church were really skeptical of it at first, but then there's these other folks that weren't in y'all's house church that are jumping in and that are spreading it like separately from that.
Actually, they are part of our house church now. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, the original group, they didn't join our house church until maybe 6 months ago. But the original group were a bit, oh yeah, okay, whatever you're on about, Jen, that's okay, But yeah, Ben sort of got onto it, and then everyone else has slowly gotten onto it too. Mm-hmm. But it has taken a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's like, I don't know, it's just really hard for me to do new things, stuff like this. It really, like sit down and think about something new and do it differently. I just couldn't be bothered thinking about it, because that's why it took me about a year after Mum did it to actually start doing it. But once I started doing it, it totally changed my life. And yeah, just actually, because I'm a very negative person normally, and it's helped me actually be joyful in my life and stuff like that. So it's really affected me, and now it's affecting my family. And yeah, I'm just telling lots of people too. And we've told heaps of people in Thailand. Some have run with it, some haven't. But it's good having it in Thai, so you can just go, yeah, you can do this yourself and actually read what it is, and not just me telling you about it. So yeah, we've most people in our church are really starting to get onto it now, and it's almost a year that I've been doing it maybe, but now they're sort of doing it together and starting to do CO2, but they hear about it every week, and you can slowly start to see the people in our group start changing. But yeah, and once you get a hold of it properly, then there's no going back really. Yeah, And I like it because it's so simple. It's nothing that you really have to do, and it's just for me the best way. It's the best way to read the Bible and talk about it with your friends and family. So it's awesome.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Ben, I'm a lot of people watch these videos on the newsletter and probably maybe not guess this about me, but I'm a pretty negative guy myself. So I appreciate you saying that. So this jumping a little sideways here, Thailand is a primarily Buddhist culture, correct?
Yep.
So what would y'all say in regards to the connection of Church 101 and CO2s? Like, how is that any different, you think, because of the fact that it's a Buddhist culture?
I think maybe, I guess it's got to do with Buddhism, but Thai people are actually taught from when they're little babies not to share their feelings or show their emotions. So to actually talk to Thai people about, sharing how they're feeling and showing emotion, that's a really, really hard thing for them to get past. And and I think that's a big stumbling block for a lot of Thai people. And they'll say, oh, like we're a sit and listen culture, we're not a get involved culture. But then the people that do get involved, like, it just totally changes their lives.
Yeah. I'd say it's similar to Australian men and probably American men as well. Find it really difficult to do that as well, like talk about how you're feeling, because it's not very much. And so it's very like once you get into it, it is good. But the Buddhism is like everything here. It's they say we're Thai, we're Buddhist. That's what they say. It's a Thai thing. Like, if you're not Buddhist, you're a weirdo, and it's just ingrained so deeply. But so it's very difficult to get over the thing, but get past all that sort of thing. But once you do, it's really, really good.
We've since we got it translated into Thai, we've been able to take it into the jails that we visit. We go into a men's prison and a women's prison. And there are a bunch of maybe 10 guys. We talked to about 60 guys in the men's prison. There are about 10 of them that were really, like, in love with God. And they, they got into it and they did it and got to the point where they were getting up and they were sharing and CO2ing in our meetings. But then the group got split up because some of the guys got, like, life in prison, so they've gone. So there's maybe only, how many left now? Like 3? Yeah, 3, and they're just really struggling with it. But the women's prison, like, we've only been in there, I don't know, 3 or 4 times, and the girls just straight away, like, they got it, they picked up, and they were sitting there and they were sharing and crying and talking, and it was just amazing, and it's just had a big impact on those girls, more so than the men. But I think, it's just sad that the men got split up.
Because it was basically their leader who got sent to another prison because, he ended up getting life. So I don't know how the prison system really works, but, like, they had to send him somewhere else because he wasn't to be there full time from now on. And he was sort of their leader. And we'll just have to start working on the next leader now.
Yeah. But that's exciting. Like, I've been really excited by the things that I've seen in the jail, even though it seems like things are going backwards now. Like, things never go backwards with God. So, it's good.
Yeah. Well, it's so interesting that y'all bring up that, cross-culturally, and whether it's in prison or not, it really seems like there's this pattern where it's so much harder, almost any culture that I talk to or hear about, for men to engage at a heart level with each other and with others. So that's really interesting that's the divide that y'all are seeing there, even in the prison in Thailand.
Yeah.
One other thing I wanted to ask y'all about is, I know that there's also sometimes been a history in Buddhist cultures of, if someone converts to Christianity, their family rejecting them. Is that something that y'all have seen at all or heard about?
I have seen it and heard about it quite a bit, but I think it's a bit of a, like, mate, do you reckon half and half split?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, half the families will, like, reject the person that becomes Christian and want to have nothing to do with it. But then other people are quite happy to accept it.
Yeah, like my wife's family, they don't care. And they are, well, she became a Christian probably like 10 or 12, not more than that, we've been married probably 15 years ago. And then, it's like strange for them to even think anything other than Buddhism, but then they don't really mind. And they even ask us to pray for them sometimes, But because they do see the difference. But like you hear about people that have been kicked out of their families because of it. But yeah, like Mum said, about 50-50. And it just depends on the family. Like we've had people come up to my wife and say, how could you become a Christian? Why would you take the foreigner's religion? Like it's just people getting angry about it. But other people just don't even think about it. Yeah.
A classic comment that always sticks in my mind about Ben's parents-in-law is they were telling someone in their village one day, you want this, whatever it is that you want. Like, pray to Ben and Nungsgod because he gives them everything that they want. Which isn't true, but that's the way they see it.
That's fun. Well, so I wanted to point back to one thing that you said because it reminded me of the Facebook Live video that you did the other day. I think, Ben, you said they see the difference. And that was a huge theme in the Facebook Live video that you did, Jim. You got a link in this newsletter. And it's really fun to hear stories where you're going into a place and you're talking with a new group of people. I think it was a school that you mentioned in your video. And the response is, I see this difference in you, this joy that I wasn't expecting to see. That's just really beautiful. I mean, I was excited.
That's what I was talking about with Mum the other day. It's just like they see us and they might think, oh, our family just does this. But then we had the team come and then they saw the team is exactly the same. So it was really good for them to see that. That it's not just us. Other people who are Christians are exactly the same as us.
It was really good for them to see. It was great. Yeah, exciting.
So I have one other question, and I love asking people this question after they've translated Luke 10 into another language. How did translating Tinder work out for you guys?
Yeah, that is a hard one. That's really, really hard. But the guy who did the translating, like, he is just a brilliant translator. He's just awesome. And he's a Christian. So, like he was able to do it really, really well. But yeah, it's really, that is a really hard one. It's even hard to explain in English to English people sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably don't even get it. I don't think I've ever been tender in my life.
That's too bad. I like seeing a big muscled guy talking about how tender he is. Well, thank you guys for this conversation. This has been really helpful. Like I said, I'm going to link to your Facebook Live video in the newsletter. And thank you again for this conversation.
Yeah, thanks so much for talking to us, and sorry about the dramas.
No worries. Technology's much, much younger than the human race. So it makes sense that we have problems with it.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Roston. It's good to talk to you.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Okay. Catch you later. Bye.